Breaking news in the world of crypto. President Trump has officially established a Bitcoin national reserve, marking a bold move into digital asset dominance. But that's not all. Alongside BTC, the US government is now stockpiling top altcoins like Cardano, Ethereum, XRP, and Solana. With blockchain shaping the future of finance, is this a game changer for the American economy or just the start of a digital power struggle? This is Hot Crypto and Tech. Let's dive in. So a lot of people have been talking about the National Reserve for Bitcoin for a while now, but what came as a surprise is when President Trump put out this tweet on Truth Social saying that he's going to include Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Cardano, which kind of hit me sideways because I'm like, okay, well, maybe he wants to get involved in different projects. But if you really think about it, these are the projects right now that are leading cryptocurrency, especially Cardano, to which I am a huge fan of. Now, a lot of people are concerned that the US government getting behind Bitcoin could be a negative. When he announced it yesterday, we saw a little bit of a dip in the market. I don't think this means anything. I think a lot of people are just nervous and that he's only allocating the 200,000 Bitcoin that has been seized and he's not putting more money in it. Now, do I think that this is a good move for us in cryptocurrency? Absolutely. I think this is the right way to go, and it's a first step in the right direction. It doesn't mean that the United States government will not invest more money into Bitcoin. It just means that, hey, we're starting a reserve, we're starting the process, we're getting used to it, we're figuring it out, and we're going to do more later on. That's what it says to me. So I don't think anybody should be worried right now. However, I do understand some of the concerns. A lot of people are worried about over-regulation. Is this going to go against what Satoshi Nakamoto really intended for Bitcoin? Well, we all know that Bitcoin cannot be controlled by any one entity, right? Thank you to the crypto miners out there. We love you. Now, the US government knows that. So it appears it was like a, if you can't beat them, join them kind of situation, which honestly worked out in our favor. We want the government to support cryptocurrencies and the industry. It's just that important, right? And you got big people doing great things like Charles Hoskinson at Cardano. You got XRP that wants to revolutionize the banking industry. Yes, this gives a lot of control to these projects, but when the government comes in and gives common sense regulation in crypto, this could be a real bull signal for a lot of people getting into the market. And it could honestly bring a lot more money. Right now, you guys know that I go on Newsmax and I talk about crypto fairly often. And there's a lot of people in different age groups that still do not understand the concept of cryptocurrency and what it is. So it's our job to educate them. So here we are. So David Sachs, President Trump's new crypto czar, put out a statement here on Twitter, and it reads as follows. Just a few minutes ago, President Trump signed an executive order to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. The reserve will be capitalized with Bitcoin owned by the federal government that was forfeited as part of criminal or civil asset forfeiture proceedings. This means that it will not cost taxpayers a dime. It is estimated that the US government owns about 200,000 Bitcoin. However, there has never been a complete audit. The EO directs a full accounting of the federal government's digital asset holdings. So they have to go through and audit these things, which is great. They want to know exactly how much we have. Let's continue. The US will not sell any Bitcoin deposited into the reserve. It will be kept as a store of value. The reserve is like a digital Fort Knox for the cryptocurrency, often called digital gold. Premature sales of Bitcoin have already cost US taxpayers $17 billion in lost value. Now the federal government will have a strategy to maximize the value of its holdings. The Secretaries of Treasury and Commerce are authorized to develop budget-neutral strategies for acquiring additional Bitcoin, provided that those strategies have no incremental cost on American taxpayers. In addition, the executive order establishes a U.S. digital asset stockpile consisting of digital assets other than Bitcoin forfeited in criminal or civil proceedings. The government will not acquire additional assets for the stockpile beyond those obtained through forfeiture proceedings. The purpose of the stockpile is responsible stewardship of government digital assets under the Treasury Department. Promises made, promises kept. So guys, this is a huge thing. President Trump did campaign about this. He promised us he would do it, so he did it. But one thing that stuck out to me in this is that they want to develop budget neutral strategies for acquiring additional Bitcoin. So they have intention on purchasing more. In case you guys missed it, this is the video of President Trump signing the executive order yesterday in the Oval Office. Take a look.
Today we're signing, this is very historic, an executive order establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve and digital asset stockpile This is a promise that you made throughout the campaign, and today we're keeping that promise. The reserve will be capitalized with Bitcoin that the federal government already owns, so it won't cost taxpayers a dime. This is like a digital Fort Knox for digital gold. And premature sales of Bitcoin over the past years cost American taxpayers over $17 billion in lost value because we didn't have a long-term strategy.
Right.
Now we do. So.
And this is something you believe in fully?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
And the whole community believes in it.
Very good. And I made the promise, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's a good one.
So an interesting article I found here on Cointelegraph, and it kind of gives you the opposition view a little bit and tells you a little bit about what people are concerned about. So let's go ahead and read. Reaction to Trump's crypto reserve. Short-term optimism, long-term caution. A U.S. crypto reserve could offer cover to institutional investors like pension funds, which have been hesitant to invest in crypto. Scrolling down here. A pair of posts by President Donald Trump about his plans for a U.S. crypto reserve triggered a market-wide rebound in cryptocurrencies on March 2nd, with global market capitalization increasing nearly 7% to $3.04 trillion. Still, on a closer examination, a crypto strategic reserve, presumably along the lines of the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve created in the 1970s after the Arab oil embargo, raises as many questions as it answers. There will be controversy, if not confusion, about what sorts of crypto would compromise the reserve, as well as whether the U.S. would purchase crypto for the reserve, as opposed to simply adding to its stock of confiscated crypto when law enforcement makes seizures. The order of Trump's two posts on the Truth Social platform also drew scrutiny. Increasingly, the first post mentioned only the projected reserve's three smallest tokens by market capitalization: XRP, Solana, and Cardano. A few minutes later, almost as an afterthought, the president posted again, this time referencing the two largest cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Scrolling down here, you could see the two posts. Fairly or unfairly, some critics have noted that the president's own meme coin had been launched on Solana, so that platform might have been more front of mind. Others in the crypto community were surprised at the inclusion of altcoins. Some assumed that the US might one day have a Bitcoin strategic reserve because BTC was the oldest, safest, and most widely owned and best capitalized cryptocurrency. But a reserve with altcoins too? An unforced error. The decision on wide-ranging crypto strategic reserve is an unforced error that will be regrettable in the future, says Anthony Pompliano, founder and CEO of Professional Capital Management. I hope I didn't butcher that, Anthony. I'm sorry. He wrote that on March 3rd. We seem to be getting a random smattering of speculative tools that will enrich the insiders and creators of these coins at the expense of the US taxpayer. Crypto tokens like Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and ADA simply don't fit the reserve framework, Pompliano added. They are more like technology stocks than the hard money or natural commodities that typically populate strategic reserve. Canada has a strategic reserve of maple syrup, a less common commodity, admittedly. That's actually pretty funny. Skeptics say the most obvious winner is Trump himself, who has rolled out a crypto venture of his own that carries millions of dollars in tokens set to include in the reserve, the New York Times noted. Adding to that, Ripple, whose XRP token is one of the 5 that Trump said would be included, donated $45 million to an industry-wide PAC that sought to help elect Trump and other Republicans. Okay, let's hold on for 1 second. One thing I do know is that somebody that is highly involved with XRP, I think it's the owner, I think he did invest a lot of money into the Harris campaign as well. There was a donation from XRP to the Harris campaign as well, or at least it was rumored. So there's two sides to that coin. Let's continue reading. Others suggested, however, these altcoins better reflect the direction blockchain-based currencies are heading. I do agree with that. Cardano, for example, is more energy efficient, cost efficient, deterministic, decentralized, scalable, and able to handle programmability today than Bitcoin. Noted one reader who objected to the direction of Pompliano's letter. Yeah, I understand Pompliano's concerned with it. It's completely justified, and he wants to make sure that this is just not a way for the people on the inside to get rich, and I commend him for that. Guys, I'm going to put the link to this article in the description below if you want to continue reading. I do believe that this is a good area for us to be in right now. It's good to have dialogue on both sides, and it's definitely something to consider. All right, guys, so after what we just read, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Do you see this as a positive, or do you still have some concerns? It's okay to have both. Personally, I see way more upside to this than I see negative. There's always negatives in every situation, but I'm really interested to know what you guys think. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.